Alright guys, this is an FSD 13.2.1 test loop video. This is just showcasing kind of the abilities of full self-driving as it is today. Speed bumps, school zones, things like that. This is the same as all my other test loops. The big difference is that this one has a dead end in it because now full self-driving will actually be able to handle that. Another big change in version 13 is as long as you have a route in, seatbelt buckled, you don't need to engage full self-driving from the wheel. So technically, and hopefully we can do this whole drive without touching the wheel basically. So press and hold to start full self-driving. And so we have nobody, we should just be good to go. So already that's a huge improvement. The old version, you'd point it straight, you'd hit go, and then maybe 10% of the time it would actually start going. A lot of the time it would definitely like pause and hold and not be comfortable starting. You'd always usually need to kind of engage with that pedal press. So really good job there. For this drive, maybe I'll keep it in standard just for the sake of, like, I think I was in standard on the other ones because I've been driving a lot in a hurry, but standard for the speed profile. With that said, speed's good right here. The speed limit's 60, we're going 67, pretty much exactly what I would do on this road. And if you did want to go slower, you could just scroll the wheel back and change the max speed. So good job slowing down here for this stop sign. All regen braking, no harsh brake. We're gonna go down to 0, and then we're gonna go. So that was pretty much flawless. I'll put this on light mode. Make it easier to see. So the one thing that is going to happen here, we're going to go into a school zone. It'll recognize the speed limit and likely not go too quick, but it definitely doesn't go, we should go. We should just go. I just may need to use the scroll wheel to like adjust the top speed because you can see max 30. We're going actually exactly 30, which that's perfect. It's really good. Slowing down good for the speed bump here. And then we do pick up speed between these speed bumps, but it's so much more natural. Like in my last video, I critiqued full self-driving and how it would go and then kind of slam on the brakes, slam on the gas in a very like unnatural way. This, in one version change, is night and day different. This is so much better. Slowing down good for this speed bump as well. Yeah, version 13 overall has felt incredibly smooth. There are quirks, there are issues, but this is a big change from version 12. So I'm gonna wait until we get close to the end of the road here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this stop. Not yet though, because I wanted to get past, there's like an easy way out here, this kind of like traffic circle. I want to get past that and then have the car struggle with what to do. So once we get past this here in a second, okay, so I'm going to remove that, hit done. So now the car should in a second here. You can see on the map it needs to navigate out. So getting to the end of the road here, let's see what it does. This is brand new in version 13. The fact that we can go into reverse at all is something that was previously impossible for the car. Like we would have been stuck in version 12. Version 13 can reverse and go forward, and it does it fast and it does it very confident. It's impressive how it maneuvers out of situations. So yeah, that was very, very well done. Pretty much exactly what a human would do. The only issue I'm having currently with version 13, or one of the lingering problems, is exactly what's happening right now. When we're not in a speed profile, it seems like the car chooses to go slower than it needs to. Like you can see we're in a 40 zone and we're going 15, which is way too slow. Like I won't disengage because there's nobody around us, but this is definitely an issue. and they're gonna have to fix it. Like anytime there's a speed profile present, whether you're in chill, standard, or hurry, the car does great. There's never an issue. But when you're not, and you're in this fourth speed profile, the car drives awkwardly slow. Like we're going 14 in a 40. So like I said, I'm not going to disengage because there's nobody around us, but this is something that I hope to see changed in a future version of version 13. So already, like, we hit that corner and we're already going faster than we were just there on the street. We're going 28. So yeah, really good job with these stop signs. The braking, everything feels very smooth. But here, like, we're in a 50 zone for just a little bit of time between this park and the school, and we're going 34, which it's fine, but it's slow, right? Like it's not natural. And now that we're in a standard, oh, that's interesting. So now we're in a standard speed profile in a 30 zone. So I still don't really understand what it is that causes the car to choose when to click into this speed profile. The other thing to note, when you're in a speed profile, like if you have this on the screen, if I were to pull over right now and park behind this car and engage FSD, it wouldn't be able to reverse. Like the car will only reverse when there isn't a speed profile present, which again, I am sure will get improved upon in the future. While I've been talking though, all three of those speed bumps handled perfectly. Slowed down, sped up, but in a very human, natural way for all of them. So really good job there. All right, so we have a pedestrian that doesn't look like they're gonna cross, so I would just proceed. Perfect. And this still is an issue I talked about in the last one, but we've left that 30 zone. The car doesn't understand that, so it still sees 30 as its top speed, and we won't fix that until we go around the circle here. That's not a FSD issue, that's definitely a map data issue. So as soon as they are able to fix that, I think a lot of FSD's quirks will be fixed. Okay, roundabout here, I would go, not now. I would go now. Perfect, really good. There was this gap, FSD took it, we're signaling out of the roundabout. It's perfect. All right, another roundabout here. I would go right now. Okay, the car kind of hesitated, but I got it. Also, this is new. We didn't use to signal out of roundabouts always, and it seems like every single time now it handles roundabouts perfectly as far as the signal is concerned. So that's really good to see. That's a good change. The more intention you can give while driving and the clearer you are to other vehicles on the road, the better, which is exactly what we're doing when we signal. Car did a good job here. This person cut across and cut us off, but we slowed down really well for that. So well done there by FSD. And yeah, like version 12 was very good, but version 13 just refines so much. Like all the jitter and uncertainty that the car would have making maneuvers is basically gone. Like every corner we take, everything we do, the car feels like rock solid in its decision making. We have several speed bumps coming up here, so I'm curious to see how it's going to do. I've had a few missed speed bumps, so it'd be nice to see it do this properly. So there's a speed bump, I can see it, it's right here. Okay, perfect. The car's already slowing down well enough in advance that was very comfortable. Really good job there. And there's another speed bump up ahead here. I would expect us to slow down about when we got to this car, and we are. That's perfect. So not only is it seeing them, in version 12 it was missing those. In version 12, when it did see them, it would slow down much later. So like we're already slowing down for this one. We wouldn't have slowed, like it's double the distance that it's recognizing it. And so it allows for a very natural slowdown. Huge, 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 huge difference. And it got all three of those. I don't think I've done a test loop yet where it's caught every single speed bump. And even when it was catching them, it just didn't feel as good as it did just there. We have a biker on the side of the road. We should sort of move over. Yeah, we did. We moved not as much as I maybe would have, but we hugged the line, which was good. So we're going a little bit under the speed limit, but honestly, this is probably the speed I would go through here, so I'm not too worried about it. It's just worth mentioning though. And it saw that yellow light, tons of distance, and we slowed down perfectly for it. So good job there. And even on the last version of version 12, there was definitely pedal press interventions required with green lights. And it seems like version 13 has cleaned that up. So we should get a green light in 2 seconds here. And then we go. Yeah, so it seems like that is fixed entirely. Which is crazy because it seems like a simple, or like it shouldn't have been a problem, but it was, but they fixed it and it's much better as a result. I'm never having to hover my foot over the accelerator as we get close to traffic lights. Okay, advance green, perfect. Car goes and puts us over into the lane without crossing the yellow, which is really good there. And then something that I hope we see here, because I've actually driven this route already on version 13. In version 12, I complained about where it put us when we were turning right. We ended up blocking the lane. Seems like that's fixed. So let's see what happens here. If you look at the old video, you can see like we're turning right and we're kind of in the middle of the lane, which causes an issue. And for what I've seen, it tucks us way over to the side. Yeah, already, so I can tell that it's doing it. In version 12, we would be almost where that car is turning right, but now it's treating this as 2 lanes and does what this truck was doing, but it does it, I've seen it do it without the truck. Really good. So it's a red light. I would hope that we would come up, stop, and then creep a little bit, and hopefully get through if we can. So I would wait because there's a car, and then probably wait. Oh wow. Okay, there is a. Okay, it was a little tight. Like, I'm surprised it took it. We were fine. I just wouldn't have done that, but the car took a small gap, and it did it. We have a Tesla beside us now. This is an awkward situation. We want to get there. The Tesla wants to get here. Okay, that was all a little bit handled very well, but very tight because we wanted to turn left into the suicide lane as the car was coming into the suicide lane. Ended up getting really close. They did behind us, but the car handled it really well. I might go. No, I wouldn't. We have a guy wanting to turn left beside us, and I think I would take the gap after this. So we should go right now. Perfect. Okay, so park sort of exists as a thing in this build. It's not perfect for sure. We're gonna probably arrive and then awkwardly put ourselves in one of these parking spots. So let's see what it does here. It's got its signal on. It may just stop us right here. Or it might nose into something here. But you can see like where it's putting us. It's, oh, wow, reverse. Oh, don't hit that curb. Where's it going? Okay, I don't know what it's doing, but I want to let it do its thing, but there's a truck there, so I'm just trying to be cognizant of that. Okay, that's actually really good. Oh God. That was the most bizarre way to do this. I kind of want to intervene because we're probably pissing off this truck. Sorry. But it's also fascinating to see this. Okay, well, we did it. Parked us at our destination. That was really good. That was about the weirdest way it could have done that, but at the end of the day, it did it, which is really cool. It's weird. It definitely doesn't always do that. Like sometimes it'll nose in, sometimes it'll just stop. But that was cool. We are at our destination. I haven't touched a single button. I touched the screen to start, and it brought us here, parked us. And now we'll finish the trip. This happens sometimes, and I don't know why. So I don't know if I have to like... I'm going to end the trip and just restart it to see. FSD 6. Driver requirements not met. So I don't know what that is about. I'm going to undo my seatbelt. Not met. Huh. What do you want? Is it the cabin camera? I'm going to touch the brake. I'm going to put it in park. What don't you like? Okay, I'm going to open and close the door just to see. Driver requirements not met. What don't you like? Can it not see me? It may have been my hat. I don't know. I'm going to put my hat back on because I know it's relying on a vision monitoring thing in order to enable it. So maybe with me looking down, the vision monitoring was disabled for a little bit there. Interesting. We got it now though. So one last point in here. I want it to turn left, and I think it will. I am going to, same thing, press and hold to start the drive. So we should go to the right. Hopefully this guy's not following us. Looks like he is. Okay, so this is an unprotected left turn, and depending on how busy it is, the car definitely seems to just prefer to wait for all 4 lanes of traffic to be open. So we definitely can't turn left right now. We got traffic on both sides. This is where I've always said, like, I would either just go in the suicide lane, because that makes things a lot easier. You don't have to wait for all 4 lanes of traffic open. Or I would just turn right, because we've now got a situation where we could turn left. There's no cars coming, but because there's cars coming on the right, we can't. Okay, it looks like it actually is going to use the suicide lane. Whoa. Okay, that's the first time it's ever done that. And now it's going to speed up and go right. I feel like Chuck Cook right now. That was wild. Car's never done that. That was great. That was really good. There was a small gap on the left. It took it. And then I just had to be confident that the car wasn't just going to go into the lane because there was a vehicle there. And it took the suicide lane and ran with it and then merged when it could. So, wow. Incredible job. That was a cool feeling. That's something I've never had the car do, and it did a really good job of it. So, well done, Tesla. Yeah, that's the test loop basically. Like, we're gonna have a traffic light and a 4-way stop in a second here to end it, but to give my thoughts, it's pretty incredible how far this build has come. Like version 13, and it still has room for improvement, is showing that it is very capable. There's definitely issues, right? Like we had a little bit of the slow speed there, a couple things like that. But ultimately, like, that's an intervention-free drive. I didn't touch the wheel once. I changed the speed profile, but I didn't need to. That's a robo-taxi ride. Like, that took us to our destination, parked us in the weirdest way possible, but it parked us. And then I put in a new destination, and it's now taking us to that destination. So yeah, really, really cool to see how far this has come. Good job here. Oh, see, it did this last time too. I'm praising it, and of course it makes one mistake. That, like, forward 1 inch stop has happened a few times to me at stop signs. And I don't know what it is that causes it, but it's minor. It's just not great, because if you go to roll forward and then stop and the person behind you doesn't expect that and just continues, it'd be an easy way to get rear-ended. But anyway, that's the video. Hope you liked it. And let me know if you have any comments, concerns, questions, and I can definitely try out some other stuff. But take care and see you in the next one.